Welcome to Elle's Nails, where it doesn't take $1,000,000 for your nails to look like $1,000,000. We have one last patriotic nail look for the season, and that is a French tip look. We got a red and blue French tip, and it actually has some white stars and stripes on there, but I added a hollow glitter top coat to just make it pop like a little firework a little better. So it's a little hard to see those stars on camera, but you can kind of see them. And so for this, it's a stamp. It's a French tip stamp, but first you have to have a regular French tip nail. And I went ahead and just freehanded mine. There are so many different ways you can do it. You can put a little tape on your nail and paint over it. You can use a French tip stamp, which I did in my last video of French tips, but I didn't like that. Or you could freehand it. I find that just to be the easiest and quickest way to do it. And it's not going to matter if it's a little lopsided anyways, because we're just going to cover it up with the stamp. So for the French tip, I have my Broadway gel collection. This is my peachy Broadway gel, and then I have the Broadway gel white. And then I'm going to continue with my Studio M red and blue for the stamping. This seems to work okay for stamping, so I'm going to stick with that. And then I have a little bottle of Colorworks glitter hollow top coat. This one's nice and full. I started out with a Wet and Wild top coat, but it was too dispersed, so I went ahead with the Colorworks one, and it might be a little too full, but you can't take it off now, so that's what I got. And it still looks good because, you know, everything looks good in hollow. All right, and then I have my stamp template, and it is I picked up a bunch of them. It just came with my set from many, many years ago. And then I have my clear stamper and my Mo U scraper that I'm going to use. And so we'll get started. I recommend also that you have some non-acetone nail polish remover handy in case you mess up, and also some Q-tips. In case you go over the line, you can use your non-acetone nail polish remover and clean up if you go over your line and don't like the way the French tip looks. All right, so we're actually doing a gradient with this too to get the red and blue. So let me just open my bottles here. And the first thing before we even do that is to clean all our surfaces to make sure that everything is good to go. This is especially important to do the stamper, the clear stamper. And the scraper. All right, now we're ready to do the stamp. So for this, I am painting red on the stripe and blue on the stars. And I am going a little diagonal so that we actually have it pretty much the way the stamp looks. There we go. Now for this particular one, I am using the non-lip side, and actually it is very important that you use the right side, because if you use the side with the lip, then it seems to not work as well. One quick scrape up, and then we are going to do a quick up and down motion. And as per usual, it doesn't work the first time. That's normal. So we clean off all our surfaces. This particular pattern has been a little tricky. Have had to try a few times on it. Some stamp templates are easier to work with than others. And this one is a little bit of a tricky one. I had an owl that I was trying to do a few months ago that was really hard. And you see how it's got some lines right there? This probably isn't going to work. No, I didn't think so. That is why you need to make sure that you use the scraper side without the lip. Now I'm going to do this again, but this time I am not going to be talking so that we can do it nice and quick. And then we will get it right this time. Because, you know, the third time's the charm anyways. There we go. Now we're just going to simply line it up, press it down, and we'll have a nice look. I just love it. Always when I'm on camera. Part of the reason why that's happening actually is because this is not stamping polish, and I am having it's actually drying really quick, and I'm not surprised. I had that happen several times while I was doing this. So like I said, that's the reason why we have acetone-free nail polish remover. So I got that cleaned up nice and quick. I'm just not having luck with this sucker. Here we go. There we go. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of overlap. So I'm just going to take my Q-tip and clean it up a little bit. And then if you find that you have on the on the sides a little spot that you don't like, I'm taking the blue nail polish and I'm just going to dot that on, and it is going to be darker. And we're just going to take that Q-tip again. We're going to dab at it a little bit, and it's going to just fill it out. And so that is it. So now I'm just going to add my hollow top coat, and it's really just going to cover pretty much any inconsistencies we have. Make sure you glide and don't squish down, or else it will smear. And there we go. Now we have a nice glittery, sparkly, fireworky 4th of July look, or patriotic, or any other patriotic holiday really. And that's it for this time, and we'll see you next time.